welcome back to my channel, The Unravel Collective. My name is Yvonne, and I channel the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. This week, I channeled yesterday, and I have transcribed the transmission for you, which is what I'm going to share with you in just a bit. But just to give you a little preview about what they shared with us, it had to do with listening to one another from our hearts so that we can be there for one another in a way that offers us safety and comfort to move through our emotions so that we can then transmute and transform those emotions for something greater, for something better, for something new to be created, right? This is what they're always talking about. They're always going to give us insight around how do we open our hearts in order to expand ourselves and the reality in which we live in, and how do we raise our consciousness to be there for one another, to hold one another through these ups and downs, through these challenging times. So if you're interested in hearing this transmission, please stick around. All right, so here is what they had to share with us this week. This week, my dear ones, we see that there is a little bit of hesitation to hear, to listen deeply with your hearts. We're seeing a little bit of a rise in how things should be, how things should go, how people should be responding or acting. And what we're seeing is that we need to open our ears a little more. Open the ability to listen to one another, to have true communication with one another, where people feel heard and seen for their experience. We know that each of you are in the throes of challenging times, and some of you are having more challenging times than others. So right now, it is so important to open your hearts to one another, to say that I hear you, I see you, I acknowledge you and your experience, without necessarily trying to fix it or deny it or dismiss one's experience. Simply be with one another. Simply say, I am here by your side. I will hold your hand, and I will hug you if you need it, and I will hold you if you need to be held. If you want to cry, I will be here. If you want to laugh, I will be here. If you want to share your anger, I will be here. If you want to share your joy, I will be here. I will allow your voice to be heard, not because I have any dominion over who gets to be heard or not, but because we each have a right to be heard, to be acknowledged, so that our emotion or our perception of our experience can be felt and transmuted. And when it is transmuted, it can be transformed, or rather, it simply is transformed. When something is suppressed, repressed, or dismissed, it only grows. It grows within you, and it grows within the people around you. It grows in the environment around you. It creates stagnation and density. And so your emotions, they must be felt, they must be acknowledged either by yourself or by someone who you trust or care for. And ultimately, what we wish is for all of you and us to be in a state of receiving and understanding. Emotions are complicated. Emotions will rise and they will fall. What's important is that you hold one another through your emotional states. Through these challenging times, do your best to understand one another with open hearts, with relatedness, with understanding, where there is no right or wrong about what you are experiencing, but rather understand that it must be felt, acknowledged, and then it will dissipate into something greater, into something where more clarity is available to you. Rather than being stuck in a stagnated place, allow yourselves to receive your emotions. Allow them to move through you so that wisdom can be grown from them, rather than fear. This is what we would like to share with you today. Thank you so much for your time. This has been the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's message. These are challenging times. They have been and they continue to be. But I do think that if we continue to open our hearts and we continue to operate from the heart space, and as they said, give each other time to move through our emotional states and understand with relatedness that we are all the same. And even if we can't understand, we at least just listen to the experience someone else is having in order for us to gain a greater capacity for our own hearts to create something new in this world, then I think that we have a chance here. Okay, so I love y'all. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.